couple of months ago, I interviewed white separatist or white supremacist Craig Cobb. He's the guy who wants to start this whites only community in North Dakota, South Dakota. I forget which one it is. So last week or the week before, it turned out that after a DNA test, he's 14% sub-Saharan African. He's basically a black guy, Lewis. That's by the definition of those who were slave owners, he has a drop of black blood and therefore would be considered black, as absurd as you, me, and most of our audience know that all of this race stuff is. But putting that aside for a second, so now a white supremacist has gotten his house vandalized because it turns out that he's black. It's completely unbelievable, Lewis. Raw Story wrote this up. Authorities have revealed that neo-Nazi and Canadian hate crime fugitive Craig Cobb's arrest over the weekend stemmed from an incident involving a former follower of his who put "back in black" in graffiti on his house. It's amazing. You couldn't possibly write something better than a white separatist being the target of anti-black racism from one of his own followers because it turns out he's a black guy.
Yeah. And who knows if that follower also might have some of the same blood in him. This whole story just makes me think of, even though it's kind of the opposite, the Chappelle Show skit where he's a blind black man who is anti-black. Have you ever seen that?
I have, and he doesn't realize he's black, right?
Right, and he's going to KKK meetings or whatever, and everyone is thinking, "What is this guy doing?" Then he finds out he's black and dumps his wife.
It is kind of a similar thing but of course Craig Cobb is, I think, just sticking to, well, it's fuzzy math, it's fuzzy numbers or something. I know people are emailing saying, are we going to have him back on to talk about this? He has ignored multiple requests for a follow-up interview. We haven't even heard back from him at all. I don't know if he's kind of just not doing press since he found out he's a black guy, or just kind of going into trying to figure out what's next for him. Imagine if he became a race relations advocate now when he finds out that he's actually black. It's amazing.